Welcome to the Rusted Garden Homestead. Today I'm going to go over 3 really easy to grow perennial flowers. I'm in Maryland Zone 7. These plants come back every year. They also reseed a little bit. Now, I love the purple coneflower, black-eyed Susans, and the Shasta Daisies for several reasons. One, they're perennials, so once you do the work to get them seed started now, get them out into your garden, they'll come back every year. And then you can divide them and just kind of multiply the flowers across your garden. Now, the beauty of these plants is pollinators love them, bees love them. They also attract birds. The American finch, sparrows love the seed. So this is great for the wildlife, great to bring in the pollinators to the garden, and also brings in predatory insects and all kinds of life. So benefit, beauty, feeds the birds, feeds the insects, takes care of your garden. The setup is pretty simple. In the video description, I have a whole timestamp series on growing plants indoors. If you want to see how to set up the soil, use grow lights. But today I'm also going to talk about how to do this without grow lights. So let's get to planting first. I'm starting all of mine in the standard 6 cells. Being perennial plants, they develop really nice root systems. They're really hard to kill if you divide them and pot them up. So I'm going to overseed. I'm going to show you the overseeding method using the standard cells that you can find anywhere. I sell these all in my seed shop. If you don't want to pot up, if you want fewer plants than I'm growing, I recommend the larger cells, yogurt containers, something bigger. Just make sure there's holes poked in the bottom of the holes if you're using yogurt containers. I sell these at my seed shop too. In here I would put in 3 or 4 seeds instead of overseeding, and I would just let this grow to size. When they're large enough, maybe divide it, but you can just grow them all inside a larger cell if you want. Now I want like 72 plants. So I'm going to start with something like this. Once you have the cell set up, we'll just use this as the example. First thing is we're going to do the purple coneflower. You do want to press in the soil, add some more, make it a nice firm planting base. Everything's pre-moistened, and again, the video that's in the video description will show you how to set everything up. These are purple coneflower seeds. They grow really well from seed. You don't need to stick these in the refrigerator. And let me just show you. So in this cell, these are larger seeds. So I'm going to put in like 4 or 5 right into the top. And I'm not going to do all these today or on camera because I think you'll get the idea. 4 or 5. And then I just take a pencil and scrape these down 1/4 inch, even to a 1/2 inch. They're large seeds. In a starting mix, they're going to sprout. Just make sure they're all covered. And we'll talk about grow lights and not using grow lights. And then just poke in the seeds, any that you see there. Cover it over. Now the soil's pre-moistened, but we're going to water everything at the end from the bottom so that the water soaks in and you're good to go. These are going to germinate anywhere from 7 to 10 days depending on how warm it is. If we're going to be doing the trick that I'm going to show you outside, it's going to take longer to germinate, but indoors 7 to 10 days. Now I'm doing a couple of, well, not a couple of flats, I'm doing 12 cells, 1 flat of these different plants. They're easy for me to identify based on their leaf growth, so I'm not going to label them, but you would want to label them otherwise. For the black-eyed Susans, there's a lot of seeds, and I'm going to probably take a pinch. Let's just see what that looks like. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, maybe 10, 6, 8, maybe 10 seeds to a cell. And let me just drop them on. I'm really just, let's see if I can do this left-handed so you can see better. I'm really just sprinkling them across the top. Again, 6, 8 seeds. I'll be dividing these later. The root systems are really strong. And you never really just want to put in 1 or 2 seeds in case they don't germinate. I would rather overseed, divide later, or even thin. You get so many seeds, you're never going to use them all. Even if you store these, they're going to last several years. Sometimes you don't get to all of them. Now these I just kind of scrape in sticking around 1/4 of an inch. Some of the seeds may not go all the way down. You're going to have a little bit of hard time seeing them because they're black. But as long as they get under the soil a bit, or just pressed on the surface, they're going to be fine. So that's the black-eyed Susans. One of the best growers are the Shasta Daisies. So we have the purple coneflower, black-eyed Susans, and here's what the Shasta Daisy seeds look like. We're gonna, again, I go with like a pinch, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 again, 6, 8 seeds. You know, I'm not being shy with the amount of seeds that I'm putting down. And if you don't want to use as many as I am using, you know, 3 or 4 is fine, especially if you're using the larger container. And you don't want to have to pot up. But this is a great way to save space. If you overseed, and say there's 72 little cells in there, you overseed, you grow them, then you tear them in half, pot them up, maybe they're able to be moved outside, all of a sudden you have 144 plugs. Now you probably don't need that many for your garden, but if you're selling these or you're populating a new property, this is just a great way to get things started in a small space, especially with grow lights. So under using this flat, this will go under the grow lights. I have plenty of videos on that. Again, the video description will explain the grow lights. But if you want to grow this and you don't have grow lights, these are perennial plants. They don't mind the cold. In order to germinate, they need to stay really above 35, 40 degrees. During the day, 32 degrees, too cold. 33 degrees, not freezing. 40s is best. Put these out during the day, 9 to 5 when you're at work. Bring them in at night. The warmth of the house at night will keep the roots warm, will help with germination, will help with growth. Then you put them back outside when it's not freezing out. If it's a day of heavy rain or a day of freeze, just keep them by the sunniest window. But just keep doing that. These are going to go perfectly fine with that method. They're going to take longer to germinate, maybe twice as long. It could be 15 days or 20 days, but you definitely can grow these just by moving the flat outside and inside. And then we're just going to scrape these in 1/4 of an inch. So the coneflower can go deeper, the deepest out of all of them, you know, 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. The Shasta Daisies, a good solid 1/4 of an inch covered. Black-eyed Susans, just below the surface to 1/4 of an inch. But you don't have to over worry about it because the starting mix is very light. They're going to push through. And that sets up, you know, my 3 favorite perennial plants just that quick. And then you just roll the starting mix over. Make sure everything is covered. These would get watered in from the bottom. I don't like watering from the top. It splashes everything around. The other tip I have too is the flats don't have any holes in it because I grow mostly indoors under grow lights. If these are going to be outside and it's a light rain, not a heavy rain that would splash everything out, make sure you have holes in your container, so the flat, so that the water doesn't pool in there. Plants that sit in soaking water, it's really harmful to the roots if it goes on for too long. So you just want this to drain well. So I have everything set up. Let me try and put them back in order. Well, we're going to put the Shasta Daisies there. I think that was the black-eyed Susans. And then that's the purple coneflower. I'm going to do 4 cells of each. That's plenty for me. I'm going to be selling these too. But this will help me repopulate parts of my property. Very, very easy to grow. Please subscribe, follow me. I'll show you how I take care of these plants, get them out into the garden. I'll be talking more about starting seeds indoors, starting them outside, and just everything you have really to learn to grow food outside. And hopefully my videos are short, to the point, help you get outside, give you confidence, and you just have a lot of fun growing flowers, vegetables, and herbs. Again, thanks so much for watching, and please check out my seed shop at therustedgarden.com. You can find all that seed starting, all the seed starting supplies that I talked about there. Thanks again for watching.